Alrighty, guys, let's get ready and get started. So today is Friday. Thank the Lord. I'm trying something new today. I'm trying to teach to my class and not straight to my computer screen, even though I'm still talking to my computer screen. We're gonna see how it goes. So let's see what we are learning today. Like I said yesterday, my internet's just moving a little slow. I have added my slideshow that I've been working on presenting in our live videos to the bottom of my weekly links. So if you guys ever want to go back and see that, when you're bored at home on a Friday, Saturday night, and you want to, review ancient communities, it's there for you to see. So let's see what we're doing on this Friday. So like always, we're starting with our morning Zoom. And for unique learning today, we are finishing up chapter 1 and doing some comprehension questions, okay? So those are for today. We'll have to make sure we do those. Let me see, it's Miss Bryson, so something's probably wrong. Okay. Really bad. Okay, I'm gonna turn my Apple Play off. Okay, thanks. Okay, let's try this. Stop it. All right, let's see if this is any better. I had some word from the other room that it's not working. If you guys will just put in the chat bar for Miss Bryson's room, is this any better? Okay, perfect. I think it was because I was trying to AirPlay also, and for some reason that slows us down. Anyway, so unique learning. Let me turn my computer screen off so I won't be distracted. Unique learning systems, like I said, we have chapter 1, and we're finished up our comprehension questions. And then for our reading groups, if you're in that PCI 1 group, you are doing your book quiz today. And PCI 2, raise your hand if you're in PCI 2. Not you. You guys are working on the words begin and you're also taking a book quiz. So we got to finish up our books today. It's Friday, so we're wrapping up the week. It's a really important day. And raise your hands if you're in that ELA group. Right here. Yeah, you guys are in that ELA group. Thank you for paying attention. You guys are finishing up chapter 6 of Dragon Wings, okay? This marks the halfway point. There's 12 chapters. Halfway there. Awesome. Okay. And then for news to you, we are finishing up our election day article. So that's exciting. Last day of that. Group 1, you're doing a review page. And group 2, you're working on nouns and verbs. So who can tell me what a noun is? Anyone? What's a noun? A person?
Place.
Yes, a place or a
thing.
Thank you. So let's say it again. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Thank you. What's a verb? Anyone know what a verb is? It's an action word. If you can do it, it's a verb, an action word. So that's what you guys will be working on in group 2 today. And then at 10:20, Miss Bryson is going live. I believe we're going to be hopefully still working with some community or some multiplying. Hoping the news or the unique learning is going faster than it has this week. If you're watching at home, we have sent in questions to unique learning, and they're trying to work through it on their end. It's apparently like a statewide issue, not just us at Grifton. So everyone's experiencing that. Hopefully it gets better. And then, like always, we have our Explore Math video or assignment. And then Miss Bryson is doing her vocational video today, or life skills video, and so that'll be posted hopefully around, I believe she tries to do it around 11 or 11:30. That'll be posted today. And then, like always, finishing up the day with our exit ticket. Does anyone have any questions about what's going on today? Any questions? All right. No. Okay. Thank you. Someone's paying attention. So we're going to jump right over to news to you. So what is the title of the chapter we are reading today? We read it yesterday also. Does anyone remember that really long M word that even I have a hard time saying? You want to give it a shot? It's on your screen. Do you see it?
Friday.
Oh, that's not what you see. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure you guys are seeing the same thing. You guys see it now?
Mesopotamia.
There we go. I think it just was taking a minute. Mesopotamia, very good. And the wheel. And so if you remember yesterday, we watched a video on the wheel, and we talked about how it was a noun, and it's a round object. And in our chapter, it was telling us about all the different ways that we use a wheel. And we also met a character who was an archaeologist. Does anyone remember his name from the book? We only read it once. And honestly, I have to look back for it, what his name was.
Dave.
Dave? You think that was it?
Probably.
Are you sure? Here, let me get my book out for a visual. Dr. You see it on that page?
Yeah.
What's his name? Starts with a J.
Dave.
No, it doesn't. Dr.
J.
Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones is an archaeologist. So we're going to watch this video really quick about what an archaeologist is, because he, I believe, is going to be with us this whole month. So it's important that we know what an archaeologist does.
Wait, what?
What most people think about when they think of archaeologists is going out in the field and digging things up and finding bones and pots and things like that. And that's certainly a big part of what goes into archaeology. But probably the bigger part and the more important part is being able to explain what those bits and pieces actually mean. We use things like shovels and sometimes picks. We also use...
Sorry, guys. I understand we are having some difficulties. Oh, here we go. Maybe I need to do this. New share. Oh, here we go. Now we're on.
What most people think about when they think of archaeologists is going out in the field and digging things up and finding bones and pots and things like that. And that's certainly a big part of what goes into archaeology. But probably the bigger part and the more important part is being able to explain what those bits and pieces actually mean. We use things like shovels and sometimes picks. We also use smaller tools like trowels or smaller digging spades.
Well, one of the tools that we use is something called a screen, which it's actually sort of like your window screen, but a little bigger. And we put the dirt in there and shake it. So what that does is it separates all the smaller dirt particles from the artifacts, and then you look through what remains in the screen.
This farm was actually part of a plantation that was established in 1794 by a family of French people. They had about 748 acres total, and they had 90 enslaved laborers in their possession. An eyewitness account that gave us a little bit of a clue as to the general location of where the slave quarters were. And then we really just had to go out and start digging. We uncovered just a wide variety of artifacts, everything from broken glassware and ceramics to rusty old nails and pieces of hardware. Lots of food remains, so bones and shell.
This is a shell pendant, and this is made of oyster shell, like the shell that we have here. So this would have been made likely by one of the enslaved individuals, and they would have taken the larger shell and they would have made it into this decorative object and then inscribed all of these little lines that go down here and the hole that they would have probably put a cord through to wear it. This is actually an 1817 US large cent, which is the equivalent of what today is the penny. And you can probably tell that it's much bigger than a penny today, and that's one of the attributes along with the date that help us figure out when this was made.
For more information about the Bass Farm, visit the National Park Service at nps.gov. Find out what it's like to be a real
All right, so hopefully that video helps you better understand a little bit what an archaeologist is. And we're going to do one more thing before we dive into our book. I'm trying to get us a good basis of some of these words we're going to be hearing this month. And so can anyone tell me what this word is? Hopefully you can see it on your screen. Being a little slow this morning. Yeah, you can see it. What's that word?
Communities.
Thank you. It's community. And community is a place where people live and work together in one area. So I'm going to type that in as our definition. And so community could mean a lot of different things. We could say the community is in Ayden. You know, here in Ayden, we have our own small community. You know, at Ayden-Grifton, we're our own community. You could even make it smaller, even in our classroom. We're our own little community, right?
Right.
You could even make it bigger. Community could be a little bit bigger, like our state of North Carolina. We're a community. You could go even bigger. A community, as in the United States. We're a community. We all work together. We live and work together in one area. So community can kind of be as big or small as you want it to be. So what kind of word is this? Would this be a person, place, or thing? An action word or a describing word? That's a good guess. But let's try again.
A person, place, or thing.
Very good. It's a person, place, or thing. So we can use many words to describe our community. So we could say our community is small and comforting or sweet. So we could use lots of describing words to describe that community, which is a thing. Very good. All right. And so trying to make it interesting, I got another video. And this is a video about, it's a little old. It's from 2013, but it's a video about Ayden, our Ayden community. So we'll watch
I'm Terry
a few minutes of
Bradshaw.
this.
Please join me as I leave the field for the boardroom in search of the best and the
Here we go.
brightest people willing to share their viewpoints. And the state's ocean playground, the Crystal Coast, lies a unique small town considered by many as one of the best places to raise a family. Welcome to Ayden. Almost 5,000 residents know what makes Ayden special. A true feeling of neighborhood where everyone knows and cares about everyone else. For those growing tired of big city stress, quiet, friendly Ayden is the perfect antidote.
Ain't special because of the people who live here. They're friendly, caring, and loving. You can go to a baseball game in the summertime, Little League baseball game, watch people coaching the children, people knowing each other, a football game in the fall and listen to it. Or if you are grieving of somebody, someone there to comfort you. What makes Ayden special? It's the people. In fact, it's the heart of people that makes Ayden special.
Aden enjoys access to all vital services within easy reach in the surrounding region. Nearby Vidant Medical Center provides a wide range of healthcare procedures. The town's own high school provides vocational courses that well serve students who intend to pursue careers in health sciences, technology, horticulture, business, and automobile technology. For a high grade post secondary education, students commute to Pitt Community College or East Carolina University, both a short drive away.
As a graduate of East Carolina University, I personally experienced the benefits of living in a small town close to the university. ECU offers its students and local residents the very best in culture, arts, health, and education, in addition to its fun sporting events.
With a brand new highway system planned to service Aden, the town is perfectly prepared for industrial and commercial expansion with 2 corporate parks and competitive utility rates. Town planners have invested in expansion of infrastructure such as water and sewer services. Aden owns its public power system, so the electricity supply is reliable and reasonably priced. Recent spikes in construction have resulted in plenty of residential, commercial, and industrial space being available, whether in older neighborhoods or new modern subdivisions.
The community staff and planners are making great strides to develop new ventures in that town's 2 new industrial parks to create job opportunities and promote a corporate environment.
Paying homage to good food, the annual Collard Festival has been delighting townsfolk and visitors for almost 4 decades. Lovers of barbecue are in luck. The town has 2 well-known and widely renowned barbecue restaurants, Bum's and the Skylight Inn, making Aden the first stop on the North Carolina Barbecue Society's historic barbecue trail.
With our restaurant, people are coming for whole hog barbecue, and we do it traditionally whole hog over wood. And we offer 3 items on the menu, so you pretty much know what you want when you're coming, or you at least know why you came. And we offer that with a smile on our face. And I think people find that when they come to Aden, it's a place, it's kind of like Green Acres, it's a place to be. When you get in, you don't want to leave.
The arts are thriving in Aden with 2 successful community theater troupes, which produce several adult and children's plays each year. The Aden Arts and Recreation Department offers classes in theater, ceramics, and painting for young people and adults. A variety of well-equipped parks provide facilities for those who enjoy football and soccer, softball, basketball, martial arts, and aerobics. The town will feature a new district park with a nature greenway, walking trails, fishing pond, and a splash park.
We focus on the quality of life. We focus on schools. We focus on job. We focus on recreation. In fact, our close proximity to medical care gives you the care that you would need. Why Aden? Because we focus on the quality of life.
America is ready for progress once again, and Aden is set for the expansion that is sure to come. The perfect antidote.
Thanks, Pat.
Alrighty, so that was just a little video about our community. So if you were listening, they talked about a lot of different things, but they talked about how, Aden's a small community with lots of different resources. We have our own water, we have our own power, so we all live and we work together in one small area. Why are you shaking your head now? And it was a kind of old video, so some of us in the classroom were picking out some things that we saw that were different. So one last thing before we get started, who can use the word community in a sentence? Can you use the word community in a sentence?
Community sentence. Community. Community is a place where people are in school.
A community is a place, okay. So one friend said a community is a place where we're in school. So what if I change it a little bit to say our school is a community? Is that okay?
That's okay.
I think that's what you were trying to get at. Our school is a community. I like that. That's a great sentence. That's very good. All right. So I'm not going to bore you with vocabulary words anymore. We are going to jump into our document and get started. Why are we all sideways and crooked? All right. Let's get started.
Chapter 1, Mesopotamia and the Wheel.
Just making sure we're all seeing what I'm seeing.
Mary Beth, Brent, Chad, Lucy and Keisha are at the Natural History Museum with their teacher, Mrs. B. They are learning about ancient communities and the way people lived together a long time ago. A man walks into the room. He says, "Hello, I am Dr. Jones. I am an archaeologist. I'm your tour guide today."
All right, so Dr. Jones, he's our archaeologist. That's the first video we watched. Someone who studies human history.
Lucy asks, "You are a doctor. Do you see sick people?" Dr. Jones says, "No, I am not that kind of doctor. I went to school for many years to become an archaeologist. I learned about ancient communities. I go on digs in different countries. I look for tools and items used by people in ancient communities."
So like we saw in the video, his job is to go around and dig using that shovel or a broom to dig and look for different tools and items used in ancient communities.
The tour begins and they stop at the first display. Dr. Jones says, "Tools, clothes and art are part of a group's culture. Culture is the beliefs and customs of a group of people. Items I find from thousands of years ago can tell me about the people who used them. I can learn how people did things and how they lived." He points to a wheel. "We can learn a lot about a group's culture by looking at this wheel," says Dr. Jones.
So what are they looking at that they found from this ancient community? What did he point to? We have a big picture of it on our page. What did he point to? Look at your computer. What's in that box? Is it a square?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a wheel.
A wheel. Thank you.
"That's just a wheel," says Chad. "It's not just any wheel," says Dr. Jones. "It is one of the first wheels to ever be made. We think it was made about 5,500 years ago. It was made out of hardened clay by the people of ancient Mesopotamia. This wheel can tell us about the daily life of their people."
And if you remember yesterday, we talked about that word just. When we add that word just, it's kind of like, it's just a wheel, not a big deal. Chad doesn't think it's very important. You know, it's just a wheel. We see them all the time. I don't see the importance.
The people who lived in Mesopotamia were some of the first to make the wheel. First, they used it to make pottery, says Dr. Jones. He lays it on its side to show them how it would spin in a circle to help form a clay bowl, vase or cup. This tells us that they used pottery, says Dr. Jones.
So the book says that ancient Mesopotamia people first used the wheel to make pottery like bowls, and this tells us they used pottery. So let's see what else they used wheels on.
Later on, they turned the wheel this way, Dr. Jones says as he turns the wheel to look like a tire. They used the wheel on carts. It helped the ancient people farm and trade their crops. This tells us that they farmed and traded with other people.
So that wheel on the cart made a big difference. They were able to trade their crops with other people. So, that helped a lot with their supplies in ancient communities.
Next, they used the wheel to make a chariot. A chariot is a small cart that was pulled by animals, such as horses or oxen. It helped people and things move around faster. Chariots were also used to fight in wars, says Dr. Jones. So, the invention of the wheel was mostly a positive change in ancient communities and is still used today.
If you remember yesterday, we got a better view of the chariot by watching that clip of the Hunger Games movie. They all ride in on those chariots before they go off to the Hunger Games. They use those a lot in battles. It's something we don't see a lot today, but they used it in ancient times.
Today, wheels are on cars and trucks to move us places. They are on wheelbarrows, bikes, merry-go-rounds, wheelchairs, strollers, and even clocks, says Dr. Jones. That tells us about our culture too. We like to move. That is a lot to learn from a wheel, says Brent. And there is more to learn about. Let's keep moving, says Dr. Jones.
So this is just the first step that they have taken in that museum. So next, they're going to be learning about ancient Egypt and paper. So that's the next thing they're going to be learning about in the next invention. So before we log off our Zoom today, I know we've been on here a long time. I'm sorry, guys. I had a lot of fun stuff today. But before we log off, before you go, I want you to tell me one way that we use wheels in our community. Once you tell me one way, then you can log off.
A car?
A car.
I'm not logging off. Hey, I'm doing something.
Oh my goodness. You can put it in the chat bar, or you can shout it out. One way we use carts or wheels, one way we use wheels in our community. Oh my goodness. Can you tell me? One way we use a wheel in our community. You already told me. Can you tell me?
It's a wheel of a truck.
A truck. Yep, that's one. A bicycle. Very good. I like that one.
You sick wheels. Briquettes.
Okay, very good. Can you tell me one?
A truck.
A truck. We already heard truck. Can you give me another one?
A wheelbarrow.
A wheelbarrow. Very good. All right, everyone in my room has given us a way. I hope if you're
a wheelchair and a bicycle.
Very good. If you're in Miss Bryson's room, make sure you tell her a way that you can use a wheel in our community. Make sure you. Oh my goodness.
There's way more than this.
Make sure you go and do those small reading groups in your News to You. And we'll see you back at 10:20 for our News to You. Sorry we were so long today, but I hope you guys have a great Friday. Thank you so much. See you later.